It's the Best in Horror Countdown 2020, looking at the best horror films released between October 1st, 2019 through September 30th, 2020. Let's razzle dazzle. Welcome to the official Best in Horror 2019-2020 countdown on ML Miller Frights. A part of the Kings of Horror Network, I'm ML Miller. Be sure to give this video a like, share with your buddies across the electronic superhighway, click subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to ring that bell for notifications. If you're in the Chicago area and love horror, you have no excuse not to head out to the Chi-Town Movies Drive-In for the Music Box of Horrors. Every night in October for 31 Nights of Horror, there will be late shows Sunday through Thursday and double features every Friday and Saturday night. Every weekend is themed: Grindhouse Fridays, Rip-Off Saturdays, and Sequel Sundays. Tonight they're playing Attack the Block, John Boyega's first film, and it's an awesome one. Look below for a link to the schedule, where to get tickets, and directions to this awesome horror event. Coming in at number 24 is Alone. It was released on September 18th, 2020. It's available on demand and digital download from Magnet Releasing, Magnolia Pictures, and it was directed by John Hyams and written by Mattias Olsson. As Alone begins, Jessica, played by Jules Wilcox, is packing up a trailer and heading north. We don't know why, but she seems determined to make this trip, even though the occasional call from her mother and father indicate that they disapprove of the long trip alone. What she doesn't know is that on this trip, Jessica is in for the fight of her life. While you wouldn't know it by the kind of generic title and poster, Alone is a bare-bones story of survival. While I don't want to spoil a minute of Alone, I will say it's an intense and potent thriller that will keep you edging towards the end of your seat until you damn near fall off. The film has a simple cat-and-mouse structure where Jessica is being pursued by a nameless assailant, the outsider and Ozark's Mark Menchaca. Relying on the treacherous and gorgeous forested landscape rather than overwritten script work, director John Hyams, who did some quite simple but effective episodes of Netflix zombie series Black Summer, delivers a film that doesn't need a lot of words to give it power. Alone never tries to be fancy. It peels away all pretension and delivers a primal story of Jessica's force of will against the world around her. There really are only two main characters, with Silence of the Lambs' Anthony Heald showing up for a few minutes of screen time. This leaves Wilcox and Menchaca to shine all the way through Alone. Wilcox communicates how much of a survivor she is, with simple emotional shots of her looking through old photos and moments where she zones out from the world around her, lost in the heaviest of thoughts. While we do find out why she is leaving on her road trip, I honestly don't think Alone really needed to give that to the viewer. What we do see is enough to root for Wilcox's Jessica to make it through this ordeal and Menchaca to get what he deserves. Menchaca adds another intense performance to his already formidable resume, barely recognizable behind gold-rimmed glasses and a giant Chuck Norris mustache. Menchaca is creepy from the get-go and never stops being more and more so. Alone is a no-frills, straightforward shocker that is sure to please any fan of action, intrigue, and horror. Even in the early scenes, before the chase begins, director Hyams is able to capture that intense fear a woman feels when by herself and in a situation out of her control. Don't miss this simple yet exquisitely powerful tale of survival and overcoming the elements, be they man or nature. The horror of solitude also takes the spotlight in #Alive, which was released September 5th, 2020. It's new and exclusive, streaming on Netflix right now. #Alive was directed by Il Cho and written by Il Cho and Matt Naylor. #Alive opens on Oh Jun-woo, played by Ah In-yu, playing video games, updating his YouTube channel, and surrounded by computer equipment. I felt I was going to be in for an inundation of social media-addicted tweens cleverly avoiding the zombie apocalypse via their cell phones. But I didn't get that. Basically, once a virus spreads quickly across South Korea, technology goes dark. At least for our protagonist, Oh Jun-woo. That's true. He happens to be living in an apartment where he can't get a signal. So not only is he trapped in his home alone without his mother, father, and sister, who are all out when this shit goes down, but he is also unplugged. With only the gal in the apartment across the way, Kim Yoo-bin, played by Shin Hae-park, to communicate with, Oh Jun-woo struggles to survive long enough for a rescue promised on the television, but is yet to come. Meanwhile, there are zombies with blood spurting out of their eyes, eager to chomp down and infect our hero. Staying solitary is not a completely original option, as it was the plot of the extremely effective The Night Eats the World, which was released back in 2018. Much like The Night Eats the World, the protagonist doesn't seem to be bothered by the solitude, at least until he begins to run out of food. It's the chances that Oh Jun-woo take to acquire food and supplies that make for some of the film's most thrilling sequences. There are quite a few of these sequences littered about #alive, so the pace moves along at a brisk rate from start to finish, with director Il Cho tossing one twisted action horror sequence at our hero after another every 2 or 3 minutes. While a lot of the story feels familiar, especially with the Train to Busan series also taking place in South Korea, what I wasn't prepared for was how much I empathized with the lead. Ah In-yu is one hell of an actor. Sure, his bleached crew cut makes him look a lot like Eminem, but Ah In-yu does a fantastic job of conveying a myriad of emotions, from rage to deep sorrow to disappointment to sheer joy. This guy's a talented actor. He basically carried the entire film. By the end of the film, I was entranced with his plight and rooting for him to escape these increasingly insurmountable odds. Does he survive? I'm not telling. But #alive proves to be an entertaining action horror mix that had me from start to finish. It helps that the zombie makeup is pretty amazing. Sure, the zombie look is cliched, but #alive's zombies bleed out of their eyes and have nervous tics and twitches that really make them seem distinct and unnerving. While the film does manage to send a message in the end to the Zoomers that their connectivity is key to their survival, I didn't mind the pro-social media message, as it had a lot of gritty action, gnarly zombies, and intense tension to go along with it. That'll be it for today. Check back in tomorrow for my next pick in the countdown. Please chime in down in the comments and let me know what you think of these films, how on the nose or mind-numbingly wrong I am, or you can counter with your own darn list. If you like this video, please pound that thumbs up button. Share this video with your social media addicted pals. If you're looking for written reviews and more countdown picks, you can find them on mlmillerwrites.com. Don't forget, I have 2 new horror comic book trade paperbacks you should look for. GRAVETRANCERS is out right now in all comic book stores, and Pirouette, collecting never-before-published issues, will be out in late November, early December. Diamond order code APR 201712. And be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for alerts to be the first to see my future videos. Thank you so much for your time, and take care.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside your reality. You're